Business Aajkal presents The Sumit Kumar Show.
Hello and welcome to Business Aajkal. As we are doing lots of business series, today we have a very special guest with me. His name is KM Suresh, one of the leading solution architect. So you are into the professions of solutions architect. Before that, I would like to welcome him on the Business Aajkal community. So tell me why you have choose the career in solution architect. It's something new phrase we are listening. What is special with this word solution architect?
Sumit, thank you so much for inviting me on your show. Before we start, and today being a Women's Day, I would like to uh, wish all the gorgeous women a very happy Women's Day, and also my super mom. And to whatever I am today, it's because of her.
Sure.
And in our Indian tradition, basically before we start, right, we always have that start with a good note. So I would say a few little prayer before I start.
Sure. Yeah.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhi Bhavati Me Sadam. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. We always start with this prayer.
Of course.
Right?
The chanting is what gives us the positive vibes.
Right. So you asked me about my
Solution architect, a very unique, designations which you have chosen. Can you elaborate what this is all about?
I can talk about my journey, and especially how did I come with that solution architect. So I'll be completing 30 years by August 17.
So you had a great experience in the. By the way, he has he is the pioneer, we can say, in the pharma industry. He has over 3 decades, close to 3 decades,
yes.
of the experience. So we'll start with your journey. You have started from where your college days and how you have entered into pharma and why pharma is excited for you.
To that, I should go back a little bit about my background.
Mm-hmm.
I did BSc Electronics from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore. And after graduating, in fact, I wanted to join the MBA program.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to write the entrance exam. Nothing came through. Finally, my family said, we're going to find a job.
Mm-hmm.
So through one of my friends, I got this job in Rampion iTech Private Limited as a sales rep. And it was based in Chennai.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for an interview with them. The manager was very happy with me. He said that you're selected, and immediately he typed an appointment letter and gave it to me. And the date of joining, he was asking me.
Mm-hmm.
It was 17th August 1992.
Mm-hmm.
I told him by 1st September I'll join.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me why do you need so many days?
Such a long.
So I said, no, I just want to have a free time. He said, no, nothing doing. You're joining from Monday.
Oh my God.
So that's how I joined my.
So when you was typed your appointment letter, what was that day?
17th August 1992.
So Monday you have to join. That's the previous day.
15th August was your independence, right?
Okay.
So I had an interview on 14th, and 15th was Independence Day, and 16th was a Sunday, I believe, and 17th is the day I joined.
Oh, great.
So 17th August 1992 was my joining, and after the initial training with my friend, I was posted in Chennai.
Mm-hmm.
So I started my career as a sales rep
Mm-hmm.
at a company called Rampion iTech Private Limited.
Mm-hmm.
So we were the exclusive distributor for Alcon products.
Mm-hmm.
Alcon is the number 1 company in the world in terms of ophthalmic eye care products.
Okay.
and we had intraocular lenses, equipment, sutures,
Mhm.
and various products. It's meant for the eye care.
So, what was, I mean, the number of products lines, if you can just give up the rough ideas?
We had a huge product line from the Alcon,
Mhm.
but our Indian counterpart, they selected few products which can be
Mhm.
sold in the Indian conditions.
Mhm.
And being the number one in ophthalmology,
Mhm.
the prices were on the higher side.
Mhm.
Right? So we had to choose the product which can fit to the Indian market.
Okay.
And that was the time most of the ophthalmologists were using 8-0 sutures.
Mhm.
Okay, where they were using a loop
Mhm.
for the cataract surgery,
Mhm.
and many of them were not using a microscope.
Okay.
So that was the biggest challenge for Alcon.
Mhm.
We had 10-0 sutures.
Mhm.
For that you need a microscope.
Mhm.
So we had challenges, and there were very few doctors who were using the microscope at
Right.
that point of time,
Right.
and we had to sell these products to them.
Oh, it was very tough journey for you because you have to educate and then sales. It's a very tough thing to do.
Right.
Once the customer knew about the product, sales become little easy. Now you have to give the descriptions what the features is.
True.
But once the customer has very few idea or absolutely no idea, then teaching them and then selling them is very tough, especially
And Alcon, not only they sell the products, but they were a lot into the education program.
Okay.
So most of the doctors, though they would not buy the product, but they would expect me to share the ophthalmic journal, which was not accessible that easily for the ophthalmologists.
Yeah, that time the digital was not
True.
the go things.
So it used to be like when I get one journal, we to photocopy and give it to the doctors who are interested in upgrading themselves and
Right.
understand what's happening and the latest in the ophthalmology.
Correct.
So this journey started, and there was a big institute in Chennai, Shankar Netale, and I used to be there almost every day.
Oh my God.
It was my like first home.
Oh.
And there was this person called Mr. Ratinam. He was a biomedical engineer, and he was very helpful to me in
Right.
in meeting the doctors there. Usually, without appointment, the doctors would not meet the rep.
Right.
But because I used to go through with Mr. Ratinam, so it was easily
Easy for
accessible
you.
to the doctors, and they used to love me.
So you have worked in Chennai as our previous conversations, and you have gone to Mumbai as your career progress. So how the journey? I mean, being in South India, switching it to West India, have you received some kind of cultural shock? Because I am from Mumbai, can understand that lots of people faces. I mean, in terms of communications, people thinking attitude is the professionalism is something a different. What is your experience with the Mumbai?
You are absolutely right, Sumit. And after my 4 years of career there, based on my performance, they asked me to go to Mumbai as area manager. So that was end of December 1996. And I spent almost 11 years in Mumbai.
Wow.
And the experience was awesome.
Wow.
It was a fantastic experience because the first thing I learned from the doctor is how to value time.
Right.
It made me to think and work in a way that you have to back calculate the time. You have to be, if your appointment is 6 o'clock,
Right.
you need to back calculate the time you required from the clinic to the station and the travel time and from the office, so that you can be there on the right time. So one such instance I would like to narrate is that I had an appointment with Dr. Banaji. He's one of the leading surgeons in Mumbai, in South Mumbai. He had given me an appointment at 6 after repeatedly requesting him to
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yes. And that day, probably I didn't calculate the time. By the time I reached his chamber, reached his clinic, it was about 6:10. And I had a time between 6 and 6:15 p.m. was the time allotted to me. When I went there to the reception, when I told, the lady said that there is a patient inside. The moment she comes out, you can enter in.
Okay.
So at 6:10, the patient came out and I walked in. And the first thing the doctor did was to look at his watch. He said, you had time for 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Between 6 and 6:15,
Mhm.
you lost the 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
You have 5 minutes to say whatever you have to say.
So how did you manage it?
I was just sweating. I couldn't talk anything to him. I was just looking around his clinic and I looked at him. He gave me a big smile which made me comfortable.
Mhm.
But the sweating, I
Yeah,
was sweating
yes.
like mad. And he did give me the tissue papers to wipe my sweating.
Mhm.
The only thing I could think of is that ask him for another appointment where I will be comfortable in talking to him about the products.
Right.
So I just requested him that, sir, you please give me another time so that I can come and discuss about the products.
Mhm.
Which he felt that he liked it,
Mhm.
and he gave me another appointment after consulting with the reception.
Right.
And that was my first lesson in Mumbai.
Wow.
When you have an appointment, make sure that you are there at least 15 to 30 minutes before so that you don't miss the
So
appointment.
real time experience, I mean experience you have received, professional experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
There is a value for time and you have
Absolutely.
to respect.
Because being Mumbai, everybody says that you have to travel for 1 hour and 2
Correct.
hours. I find this professionalism in Mumbai.
Yeah.
The doctors value your time. If they say they give you 10 minutes, they'll give you exactly 10 minutes.
Correct.
It's not 1 minute less or 1 minute more. So that made me to understand that this is how the the state works.
Mhm.
So that was a big shift from what was from Chennai. Chennai, because of my working in the 3 to 4 years, the doctors were so comfortable with me. Even if I'm half an hour late, they used to accommodate me,
Okay.
which I had to change.
Uh,
And then I said, no, it's not going to be. There is no chalta I had to do.
yes.
You need to
You
be
have
on
to
time.
be SPSP.
In fact, one of the doctors told me that if you come at 6 o'clock, that means you are already late.
Correct.
You should be there 15 minutes before. So that was my learning experience I had in Mumbai.
So from Mumbai, that close to 9 years, right?
11 years I spent.
11 years, and then you have shifted to your company, made you a general manager, GM, and then you shifted to Bangladesh.
Yes.
So,
So I will tell a little bit about Mumbai.
Mhm.
And after I took over,
Mhm.
with the support of the customers, I could really grow the business over there. And I was the first person to get the area manager award.
Mhm.
And subsequent to that, I got a promotion as a zonal sales manager in 2006.
Mhm.
And for the performance of 2007,
Mhm.
when the whole country, Alcon India, achieved the first time 100 crores.
Mhm.
The contribution from my side as a zonal sales manager was 40 crores.
Oh my
So
God.
40% came from Mumbai.
One's location. Oh.
Mumbai, when I say Mumbai, it was Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa.
Okay, that's the combined territory.
That's the territory. So the two leading states was first was Gujarat in terms of lenses,
Mhm.
and Bombay used to be leading in terms of lenses plus the equipments.
Mhm.
So that's how the whole
The market share. you
market
had.
share was there.
So from how the experience different in Bangladesh? Have you managed all cultural shock or the communications gap? Because they speak Bengali as their mother tongue.
True. And because of the performance in 2007, I did receive an award as the best zonal sales manager award.
Wow.
Thank you. And due to that, they offered me a position in Bangladesh as a business development manager.
Mhm.
And it was a dilemma because there were a lot of people who said that since you're going to Bangladesh, is it a punishment for you or is it a promotion? But I took it in a positive way. I said, let me venture into it. And the company did arrange for a look-see visit.
Okay.
You can go to the country, look at the thing, how it is, and then you come back and say that yes, you would like to go or not. But I decided that I would like to
You
go.
will like to explore.
Yeah. So after reaching Bangladesh, I had certain challenges.
Mhm.
The challenges was that as a business development manager, and in 2008, end of 2008, we had the budget meeting which was going on. So we have a budget meeting which comes in the month of August, September, which is for the next year. So we need to plan the entire year. The what I'm going to spend versus what is the growth of the company.
Okay, great.
So that's the thing. Then I was invited for the budget meeting. So the general manager of Bangladesh had come, and I was invited there. And the first time I'm attending a such meeting in the international level.
Okay, great.
And in that meeting, he had prepared the presentation, and I had to take the people through the presentation. We had Mr. Scott, who was the vice president.
So, what I would like to do, we'll end this segment over here, and then we'll come up with the part 2 of very same segment, where we will discuss about what should be the nitty-gritty when somebody is doing presentation, especially the corporate, where I mean you have to make decisions for hundreds of crores of rupees. So how that entire structure, and how, if you are into the corporate sector and on that senior level, what goes behind, that's the next segment we are going to discuss with Mr. KM Suresh. So we are ending this. Yeah, we are ending this segment as of now, and then we'll come up with the very next segments, where we will talk in details how this entire presentations happens in the corporate. If somebody you are into the management colleges where you wanted to explore yourself, how the correct presentation should be made. So Mr. Suresh is going to help you out, or help me understand what is the correct presentation. Here I am signing off for a moment, and I'll see you very soon. Keep subscribe Business Aajkal. Thanks for watching.